Congressman Jared Golden has introduced legislation that would make the Maine Forest and Logging Museum in Bradley a national museum. If passed, the bill would make the museum the National Museum of Forestry and Logging History. The museum, known by many as Leonard's Mills, was incorporated in 1960 to celebrate Maine's forest heritage. The museum owns more than 450 acres around Blackman Stream and hosts school groups, visitors, and interactive public programs. Maine's forest economy employs more than 14,000 Mainers and generates more than $5 billion in sales.